Hello there and a very warm welcome to Superscreen News at 6, broadcasting to you live from Lagos. I am Adinke Oye Ajiboye. The Federal High Court in Lagos has ordered the permanent forfeiture of a 1.4 billion naira found in the bank accounts of 3 firms that allegedly impersonated the consultants engaged by the Nigeria Governor's Forum to analyze the Paris-London Club loan refunds due to the state. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) that obtained the forfeiture order today claimed that the defendants obtained 3.5 billion naira from the Nigeria Governor's Forum by making false claims. The firms were accused of impersonating a consortium of consulting firms engaged by the Governor's Forum for the verification, reconciliation and recovery of over-deductions on Paris-London Club loans on the account of states and local governments between 1995 and 2002. The Special Assistant to former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan on Domestic Affairs, Warikmomo Oweyi-Dudafa, has filed a no-case submission in response to the 5.1 billion naira fraud charges filed against him by the federal government. Dudafa, through his lawyer Adegboyega Oyewale's son, said the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has failed to establish a prima facie case against him. He urged Justice Muhammad Idris of the Federal High Court in Lagos to discharge him. You will recall that the EFCC had in 2016 arraigned them on 23 counts alleging that they perpetrated a 5.1 billion naira fraud using some companies. The prosecutor told the court they had been served with the applications but needed time to respond. Consequently, Justice Idris adjourned the case till May 15, 2018. And now President Muhammadu Buhari says he might be one of those involved in the herdsmen-farmers clashes because he is not educated. President Buhari disclosed this in a speech delivered during his 2-day visit to Bauchi State at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium, Bauchi, where he inaugurated the 261 Nigerian Air Force Referral Hospital, some roads, 5 tractors, and some farm implements. President Buhari, while addressing Bauchi residents at the stadium on his first visit to the state since 2015, encouraged them to allow their children to go to school. Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose has described President Muhammadu Buhari as a captured president who has been reduced to offering condolences to Nigerians slaughtered by herdsmen instead of taking firm action to stop the atrocities. In a statement by the governor's press secretary Idowu Adelisi said, the People's Democratic Party government under former President Goodluck Jonathan was a golden era compared with the APC government. Reacting to the recent killings by Fulani herdsmen in Benue State, Fayose wondered why a retired army general and one-time military head of state who contested and won election on the premises of providing security to citizens had suddenly become a lame duck. Fayose described the present administration as a killer government, saying it is shameful, clueless, and incompetent to handle killings in the country. Imo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) says it will be part of the July 14 proposed local government areas and councillorship elections in the state. In a statement issued by the party's publicity secretary of the state, Damian Opara, he claims the Supreme Court has advised the State Independent Electoral Commission against holding the election. PDP claimed that the proposed views of the Constitution on conduct of elections by states' independent electoral commissions. And now, following recent killings in Finima Boni local government area of Rivers State, Chairman of Andoni Council of Traditional Rulers, Aaron Ikuru, alleged that 5 people were killed while several others are still missing after the attack. Ikuru also disagreed with a statement making rounds that the attack is cult-related.
It is unfortunate to receive on air news media the statement credited to Boni Chiefs Council that the action was cult-related. This news report was rather unfair assessment of the ugly incident. The hapless people were just gone down in broad daylight. One was killed in front of the father. Very pathetic. What we are saying is that we love peace. We want peace so that we can cohabit in the same area. So we want government to enter quickly and then resolve this matter so that we can get the needed peace in the zone.
The traditional rulers also called on the state and federal government, as well as security agencies, to intervene in order to restore peace and normalcy in the area.
Even if there is anything happening, the Boni man or the Finima man ought to call the Andoni chiefs. We are in the same council with them and tell us, please, look at what your people are doing. No need of going to hire whoever they hired, whether they wear uniform, whether they are soldiers, whether they are police, and started killing Andoni people as they are no human beings. We are not happy about it.
Meanwhile, the police earlier in a statement said only 2 people died in the attack. The Nigerian army says the troops have successfully repelled the attack coordinated by Boko Haram insurgents at Jidari Polo area of Maiduguri. Theatre Commander Operation Lafia Dale, Major General Rogers Nicholas, who disclosed this in a statement, said the troops fought gallantly and repelled the attacks from the insurgents. And Nicholas said the troops, with the support of Air Force, police and other security agencies, prevented the insurgents' incursion into the metropolis. Still staying with security matters, the Catholic Bishop Conference of Nigeria, CBCN, has called on President Muhammadu Buhari to resign following recent killings by suspected Fulani herdsmen in the country, including 2 Catholic priests and 15 other worshippers in Benue State. The CBCN made the call in a communique signed by its president, Mr. Reverend Augustine Akubeze, and secretary, Mr. Reverend Camillus Umo, and made available to journalists. The CBCN urged President Muhammadu Buhari to stop presiding over the killing fields and mass graveyard that the country had allegedly become the chose a part of honor by considering stepping aside to save the nation from total collapse. So very sad news now. Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly, Michael Adeyemo, is dead. Some members of the House of Assembly who confirmed his death to journalists said Adeyemo died today of an undisclosed ailment. The head of digital communications, Oyo State, Babajide Fadoju, described the late speaker as a gentleman. A co-member, Hilda Amadi, who was participating in the current National Youth Service Corps NYSC campaign at Yikbata in Ejo local government area of Kwara State, has also been reportedly dead. The corps member was said to have suffered a bone fracture during the morning drill on April 23rd and was rushed to the camp's clinic. Report says she was later taken to a government hospital in Ilorin when her condition degenerated. The Kwara State Public Relations Officer, NYSC, Oladipo Morakinyo, confirmed the demise of the corps member, describing the circumstances of Amadi's death as sad and heartbreaking. If you've just joined us watching Superscreen News at 5, we'll take a short break here, and when we return, we bring you news from the business world. Join us again.
before they come, they're supposed to, give us some information, notice, at least maybe a week or so. There was nothing like that.
Hunger is everywhere in Nigeria. People are dying every day, but the Nigeria government are keeping quiet. Housemen are killing people. Why?
It's not what we expected because of these old men that are leading us, and you people know, you are aware that these people are not the right people to lead us. These kind of people that are leading us here are people of black mind. They just care about themselves and their family.
You are affecting my village. Let me use if I call it useless, I'm not to mistake. The other place where they build a shop, call it plaza. Say each shop there are 4 million naira. So I don't have the money, so I have to leave. If you plan to get a tribal mark, it takes a lot of pain, but after some time, you enjoy it. No, we experience hold up now during the construction time. Then after some time, we start enjoying it.
The way they are doing the construction is too slow. It's too slow. The construction is too slow. They should stop the construction and make sure people go into their businesses and do their businesses.
Welcome back, and it's so glad to have you back. And now in business world, the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, has finally distributed the sum of 626.82 billion naira to the 3 tiers of government after 2 days of disagreement between the 36 states commissioners for finance in the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) over alleged revenue underpayment. The allocation, which was supposed to have been done on Tuesday, was delayed following claims that the NNPC underpaid about 12 billion naira into the coffers of government. At the reconvened meeting held at the headquarters of the Ministry of Finance, the committee agreed to share 626.82 billion naira for the month of March.
Distribution to the 3 tiers of government is 564 billion 299 million. There is also distribution of 62 billion 528 billion from forex equalization account, which beefed up the total figure for distribution this month to 626 billion 827 million, as against the total figure distributed in the previous month of 647 billion 390 million naira. The balance in the excess crude account as at 24th April 2018 is $1 billion 830 million dollars. $1 billion 830 million dollars.
According to the Accountant General of the Federation, Hamid Idris, he said the money is to allow the 3 tiers of government pay workers' salaries before the end of this month, while reconciliation with the corporation is ongoing. The House of Representatives bid to investigate the 1.4 trillion naira allegedly spent on fuel subsidy by the current administration was stalled due to the absence of key government officials. The 2017 budget had no provision for subsidy, and there is no subhead for it in the 2018 appropriation bill awaiting passage by the National Assembly. The House had directed its joint committees on finance and petroleum resources downstream sector to investigate the subsidy payout. The investigation is jointly chaired by Babangida Ibrahim, APC Katsina, and Joseph Akilaja, representing PDP Ondo State. The committee's public hearing on Thursday, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, The Minister of Finance, Kemi Adeosun, and the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Ibe Kachiko, failed to show up. The Minister of Budget and National Planning, Minister Senator Udoma, and the Group Managing Director of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, Mekanti Baru, also stayed away from the hearing. Rivers State Internal Revenue Service, RIR, says its men have temporarily blocked the main entrance to the corporate headquarters of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, because it owed the state government $600 million in unpaid taxes. Executive Chairman, RIRS, Ado Age Note, told journalists in Port Harcourt that the unpaid taxes dated back to 2013, adding that the Commission did not respond to all entreaties from the revenue agencies for the settlement of the debt. The State Revenue Agency temporarily blocked the main gate to the NDDC with a vehicle, a development that stopped workers, including top officials of the Commission, from gaining access to their offices. A note said the temporary picketing of the NDDC corporate headquarters is aimed at ensuring that the Commission did the needful by paying taxes to the state. You're still watching Superscreen News at 5. We'll take another short break here, or more news after this time out. Well, it's so glad to have you back. Now in international news, a veteran general in Libya, Khalifa Haftar, has